I can't believe I have to do this. All right, one, I've made several videos lamenting tip culture in America. I largely hate it. I hate it because people want tips for everything. They want tips for you picking up your food at the restaurant. They didn't do anything. They put it in a box and you're picking it up and it's already inflated and they want a tip. They want tips for bagging your own groceries. You're getting shaken down for tips for pumping your own gas. Yeah, that's real. That actually happened. Not to me, but I saw the video. Maybe it's real. I don't know. But anyway, tip culture is out of control in America. All right. But the one place where I do think tipping is almost always appropriate is in the restaurant industry. So we have this person, Ishan Sharma. Tipping is such a scam in New York. New York. This is a United States thing, brah. Why do I pay extra just because restaurants pay minimum hourly wages? Ordered a crepe, club sandwich, and a panini for $45 or 3,800 rupees. We paid $50 cash and the waiter just took the rest as a tip. I asked for change and she said you have to pay the tip and went away. I asked, is it mandatory? And she just ignored me. And my friend, a local, felt guilty for not paying at least 20% tip. 20% for what? Insane. For good service? Now, in this situation, it sounds like maybe she didn't give you good service. So that's why there's a scale, 15 to 20%, or if you want to go higher, you can go higher, but I think the standards are like 15, 18, 20%. So if you didn't like the service, well, you do 15%. If it's really bad, then maybe you have an argument. It doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like she realized you were being a cheapskate and trying to wiggle your way out of your tip, and she wasn't having it. Because, by the way, that's the money that she needs to take care of her family, because she does get minimum hourly wage. So obviously this guy is, he mentioned rupees, so I'm assuming he's from India, and maybe they don't do this in India, but in America, this is what we do. We tip waitresses, and we and if they provide us quality service, we tip them well, because this is how they make their living. They're dependent on tips. That is their income. So yes, we pay them, they get paid minimum wage. And the reason for that is because depending on the service will directly impact your experience. So the tips serve as an incentive for them to provide you a quality experience. So you're not just paying for the food, you're paying for the experience. How they talk to you. Are they consistent with their refills? Are they quick on getting the food out to you? Everything is tied into improving the quality of service toward you. So now the message that you sent to this waitress is that she provided, she either provided low quality service, or you don't value the service that she provided, and the next time she sees you, she's going like, oh yeah, that's that cheap Indian guy. Well, she'll probably never see you again, and then she'll not provide quality service. So it directly impacts you. So it's in your best interest to tip well, especially if they provide good service. And I find this very frustrating that these people from other countries come into our country and try to tell us how to do things. Like, I get that yeah, there are some aspects of tipping culture that are crazy, but you're not American. So like, what's it to you? You don't live here. Like, I can complain about it because I live here, all right? I live in America, Just like you have right to complain about, like people crapping in the streets in India and like garbage in your, like you can complain about that because you're Indian, Like, I can't complain about that. I'm not Indian. I don't live there. So this really rubbed me the wrong way, especially too because like my wife is in the service industry. So like, her income is dependent on the quality of service that she provides, and she provides great service for customers, and as a result, she makes a really, really good wage doing that. She does terrific. So yeah, this is a L take. This kid's a loser and a cheapskate. And it's not even that much. What would it be? $8 he'd have to tip, and he's crying about her taking $5. Like, lame, just lame. All right, next story, food related too, because I saw this and I thought, speaking of other countries, all right. So this is like a whole thread. I'm not going to read the whole thread. Just this part I found very interesting. So this is from this guy that recently traveled to America, and he said, everything is supersized, from drinks to cars. At the Fontainebleau in Vegas, my small Diet Coke was nearly a liter. Drinks are constantly 50% larger than Europe, with no option to downsize. The same goes for food portions and vehicles. Everything is just bigger in the US. Yeah. Now, this is a case where I hear his criticism, and I do think it is valid. I don't know if he's being negative about this. Oh, wait. Yeah, he is being negative about this. All right, so he says, trying to eat healthy in America was an annoying challenge. I was shocked by how expensive and hard to find nutritious options were compared to Europe. Back home, I can easily grab a healthy meal without breaking the bank, but in the US, it felt like a treasure hunt. Yeah, I agree. Oh, and he says something here about tipping culture. I gotta read this. All right, American customer service is super attentive and friendly compared to Europe. Yeah, that's right. We're better. We're better than Europe in this aspect. I assume, even though our food will kill you, we'll provide you quality service while doing it, all right? I assume it's because the whole tipping culture, as well as the fact that US is a more consumer-oriented society, servers really go the extra mile to make sure customers are happy, which I enjoy. Yeah, see, you can come back to America. The other guy, this guy, you're banned. You're banned from America for complaining the wrong way, in a way I don't like. All right, so I do think he has a point here. It is really hard to find healthy foods. It just is. It's hard to find healthy, quick options for food. And the portions are gigantic. Like, we have giant portions. So it's a struggle to eat. So you're eating twice the amount of calories, than you would in other countries or in Europe. And you're also simultaneously living a more sedentary lifestyle. So you factor those two things together, and it's no wonder that Americans are fat. All right, it just is. So I think one of the things that we can do to stop obesity in America is just cut our portions in half. You'll be half as fat by the end of the year. All right, so maybe start doing that. Maybe don't eat the 20 ounce or drink the 20 ounce Coke. Maybe go for like a 10 ounce Coke. Or the giant muffin, or the whole container of popcorn, which I will say I recently did when I was at the movies. I don't actually regret it because I work out, but if I didn't, I'd be in trouble. All right, I would be in trouble. So, yeah. So basically, my point here is America stop being fat, and Indian people stop complaining about tip culture. And if you don't like it, go back home.